Hi guys, welcome to Mama Pam Speaks. It is a wonderful Saturday. Happy Saturday to you guys. Not really feeling too much today. I wanted to come on just and start on episode 6. Um, guys, just let me be honest, because only thing I know is to keep it real. It's been a hectic week. From one thing, from health issues to dealing with some family situations, and still dealing with it even up to today. But I'm determined not to let nothing get me down. I think it is where I've been, and it teaches me to be strong through it all. Be strong through it all. Sometimes I go, "What the heck? What the crap?" I'm trying. I'm trying to do some different things with my life, and here comes the enemy. Here comes the enemy. And he's only going to attack. Let me just say that right off. He's only going to attack through the people that you love. That's what he deals with. He knows the things that are close to your heart. But once again, I thank God for allowing me to even be go through prison, because prison prepared me for a lot of this stuff, guys. I'm so serious. It prepared me for a lot of stuff like heartache and hurt and pain, and just people just doing all kind of things to distract your heart. And sometimes it hurts. I'm a human being in a human body, even in the body of Christ. It hurt because I'm human. I'm human. So, guys, we're starting on episode 6. If anything you want to ask me, just go ahead and shoot your comments. I'm live on YouTube tonight. First of all, let me start this off by saying Jesus is my everything. Y'all, without him, I would be lost. I would be lost. So I'm giving him all the praise and glory and honor today for just being able to be alive, to face some adversity. So we're going into 5.5, 6. My 6 year, guys. My 5.5 going into 6, as I stated before. They had started this program called the Faith. Excuse me, guys, called the Faith and Character Based Program. And so I actually signed up for it. I had already lived in the Honor Dome, and I actually signed up for it. We would be the first females to lead Georgia in the faith and character based program. Some big thing came down from the DOC. And so we signed up for it. That means we got to move out of this Honor Dome. We got to go to another building. They transformed the building from a mental health building to the faith and character based program. So at the same time, it's up in the air now. They're talking about cutting that 90% for offenders across the state of Georgia. We're excited about that. We're waiting to see what the board is going to do. We're waiting to see what the DOC is going to do. We all got hope. I didn't get in much trouble. I only had like 3 arguments, never got a disciplinary DR. So I possibly could be one of the ones that get the sentence cut for 6 months. 6 months. And actually, I was one of the ones. Actually, I was one of the ones. They cut some months off them sentences. I was supposed to do January 2009. I came home June 23rd, 2008. So they did cut. They did cut it. But in the process of that, after I graduated the faith and character based dome, now you got to remember, I hadn't been outside. I ain't seen a bus and none of that in about six years, just walking around in the wilderness, just round and around darn circle, watching the back of somebody's head or darn again. I'm just round and round a circle. I ain't been out. I don't know how the buses look. I don't know no more than the people that I'm around, 1,000+ inmates that I'm around. I don't know nothing but to see them. And the officers that come in with their blue, some of them nice, some of them nasty, some of them nasty. Okay, I'm just saying. But anyway, I hadn't been out. So after I finished the faith and character based program, I met my counselor now. Send me the long term maintenance. They still ain't cutting out this time yet. Send me the long term maintenance. Sanders, you know you don't need to be going to no long term maintenance. You don't know what they're gonna do with this time. I said, yeah, that's okay. But send me the long term maintenance. All right, I stayed at her. She put me up for long term maintenance. Worst decision I ever made in my darn life. Honey, you work from day up to day out in long-term maintenance. I remember one day we busted up some concrete. Now we females. There was a leak in the hot water section of long-term maintenance in Atlanta. The halfway house was in Atlanta back then, and we had to bust up concrete because we long-term maintenance. We don't get paid a dime. It's just a privilege. You can go out once a month to the shopping plaza with your own money and nobody swallowing you around. Okay? That's all the perks it was now. That's all the perks it was. Because you make one wrong step and you're going right back across that fence, Metro Atlanta. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I went right back across that fence. I'm still sitting on 3 more years. I'm not staying up here with y'all. Now, that was one of the arguments. Remember, I said I ain't had but three. That was one of the arguments I had got in with my roommate because you can't get into arguments, okay? Now, she supposed to be going out to work. She's there to go to work. I'm long-term maintenance. I ain't got a thing to lose, but she did. Okay, so she started with me. I got loud, my voice loud. They something I happy behind right back across that fence, Metro Atlanta. Now, this the thing. This the thing. I thought I was going back to Pulaski, the sweet camp that looked like, the barbed wire surround the prison, but ain't no barbed wire running through, your dormitories and stuff. The only barbed wire running is in the hood back there, 7 and 8. I just knew they were going to send me back to Pulaski. They tricked me like it was Halloween. They sent me to Alto. Now, for y'all don't know, Alto is a very, 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 very old prison. It was one of those prisons like Reesville. I mean, I had never seen such foolishness in my life. When they sent me back across that gate, when they packed me up to get up out of there, out of Metro, they put me in the hole and sent me across that gate back to Metro in the hole to get ready to transfer back to another prison. Sent me to darn Alto. I ain't never seen such foolishness in my life. Because you got to remember now, I hadn't been to Washington for a class, but I came from Pulaski. I did most of my time in Pulaski. Okay? So, y'all send me the Alto. I never seen nothing like that in my whole living life. I'm telling you the God honest truth. When you go out to yard call, it wasn't like the yard calls I had where they had picnic benches and all kind of stuff. You locked in a cage like a darn animal. They didn't have back then. I was smoking cigarettes. They didn't have no like real cigarettes. Everybody had those roll up things, and you had to buy a roll up machine. Okay, we didn't do that in the prison. I was just dumbfounded. They didn't hem our pants to make sure they was to lift our shoes or boots or whatever we got on. Them girls had their pants rolled up. And they would come out, and it was if you think I was sitting on the floor when I first started, I really was sitting on the floor then. I had never seen such foolishness in my life. Ain't like I had no fear now. Don't get me wrong. I ain't had no fear. One female walked up to me. She said, "Ma'am, can I ask you something?" I said, "What is it, darling?" She said, "Ma'am, you used to be a madam." I rolled them. I said, "Why you say that?" She said, "Because of your mannerism." I said, "Is that right?" Uh-huh. I still ain't said yeah. I still ain't said no. I just looked at her. So anyway, I wasn't accustomed to that. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I locked my own self down for 30 days. I locked my own self down for 30 days. I got to keep my locker locked. I don't know what they might do. I don't want to get in no fight, because I ain't nothing scary about me at all. I didn't do too much time now. Ain't nothing scary about me. But I'm trying to avoid all that in case I'm one of the females that might have a chance or one of the offenders. Now we offenders now. We didn't stop being inmates. We offenders. I forgot to tell y'all that. But I might be one of the offenders might stand a chance of getting out just a little bit early. So I ain't trying to get in a fight. I locked my own self down for 30 days. I went to my night office. I used to clean a dome. And that was my detail up there. I used to clean a dome in prison that I had a detail officer. It was a lockdown dome. So I used to go in and clean it. I said, "Ma'am," I said, "let me ask you something. Permission to speak, ma'am." She said, "Speak, ma'am." I said, "Let me ask you something." She said, I said, how I can lock myself down?" She said, "You want to lock yourself down?" I said, "Yeah, yeah. I locked myself back down till they shipped me back to Pulaski now. I still got a year out. I would have stayed in the hole just that long. Man, I couldn't take that. I wasn't used to that. I'm worried about I might get in a fight. Because I ain't going to take too much. I ain't going to let nobody handle me. And you can't be like that. Even in female prisons, you can't show no weakness. You can't show no weakness. So I'll just sit there and look at them. I'll tell you the God, heaven truth. But anyway, she told me what to do, and I locked him. I had him to lock me down, pull all my stuff out my locker, bring it to the hole. And so this is I'm gonna tell you something about favor. Favor just ain't fair. I'm gonna tell you the God heaven truth. Favor ain't fair. All right, so I locked myself down. So we would get a chaplain visit. Now I don't know this chaplain here, but she would come to me. Out of all the people in there, I guess they'd be sleeping some because they mental health. But she would come to me and she would talk to me through through the little slide, little flap in my door. She would talk to me, and so she realized that I was one of the first graduates of the Faith and Character Beach program. So this what this lady want me to do. She want me to lead the faith and character based program. So guess what? That's what I did. Soon as they moved them little boys out off the hill, we took that whole unit over there that the little boys was in because they still had 16-year-olds still in Alto, but they was on the other side. They was way on the other side past the fence. And so she came to me. She said, she's a real nice chaplain. She can call you inmate Fender, Sanders, all that. She said, Miss Sanders, she said, what you think about leading a faith and character-based program? Y'all was the first one to take it. So you can help me with that. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, as soon as we get them cleared out, you should be coming out at the right time. We're going to send you directly calls over there. Talking about favor. Favor and fade out. I'm always the head and never the tail. I'm always above and never beneath. Okay? It's all God. So I helped them get that faith and character based program started. I stayed in Alto a year. Went back to Pulaski. They still had put me in the hood. I ain't going back no honor dome, no nothing. I'm still in they sent me to E8, I think it was. So I mean, I know most of the ladies down there. I've been down there most of my centers. So eventually, I shot a letter. I shot a request form. Ma'am, Sanders is back. I was promised that once I finish the free the character based program, I'm going back to the honor dome. 2 weeks I stayed in the hood. 2 weeks. They walk around looking at me, some of them snarling. How we been on the waiting list all that time? And she come right back from another prison and go back to the honor dome. I say I should hope that y'all will start drinking Gatorade instead of Haterade. And I kept right on walking, God begging the honor dome. Okay. But now they're finna shoot me another curve. I instead of y'all sending me to the work release program, y'all sent me to long-term maintenance. That's what I asked for, but I ain't know it was like that. Be careful what you ask for in this life, because you just might get it. Okay? So they sent me to the faith and character-based program, and I I went to Alto and became the head, the mentor for the ladies down there that was getting ready to take that walk, faith and character based program. Just learn you a lot of little skills and stuff. But the DOC swear they was doing something. But all the faith and character based program is really a combination of all the things I had already took in anyway. But I took it anyway. We led it all, and I'm always happy to do something positive. I ain't gonna do time and waste time. That was my thinking. I'm not gonna do time and waste time, because all that keeps you steady. It keeps you going. It don't give you time to still think about things. Okay. Periodically, I'm still getting letters and stuff. At this point in time, my two youngest sisters, shout out to you, Tanya and Stank. They reaching out to their sister. Know she's been gone a minute. One want me to call them. Like I said, you have to write me and tell me to call you, because I just don't put you on the phone list so I can hear that phone say your call has not been accepted. I don't do that. So both of my babies, they sent me a letter. Please call us. I hadn't heard from you. One from one to the other. Please call me. So periodically, I ain't gonna overdo things. Because the phone calls. So when I put them on the phone, let's take a minute to get them on there. So eventually, I did call them. More than that, I got my mama Frances. I'm still key. She stayed down the whole time. Rest in peace, mama. Miss you, love you. So I would call them, and periodically we'll talk. They tell me what's going on with my boy, and had they seen the girls, and just things, funny things. My baby sister, she looks a lot like me, and I would tell her, I say, you look like me. Shine, I don't. I love it. I say, girl, you do look like me. So anyway, I began to. I already know my middle sister Tanya. I didn't have that serious bond with her, like I said, but I know that was my sister. If anything happened, I'm coming. So not as in a gangster style. I'm just talking about sickness or whatever now, because I was never a bully. See, I was never a bully, but if you brought the noise, accept the consequences that came with it. Because you got to remember that wounded people, that's the way we react. We can't stand for nobody to hurt us. We can't stand that. So though that's that, let me explain that, because people will take it out of context and go, "Oh, she was a gangster. Oh, she no, I wasn't none of that. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You know, I believe if I don't settle for something, I fall for anything. And I might have probably said that backwards, but anyway, y'all know what I mean. If I don't stand for something, I'll fall for anything. So I kept myself out of those predicaments. Not even in the streets that I get into fights and stuff. I've had some situations and circumstances. We're gonna talk about that later on, but not even in the streets that I get in a bunch of fights. And I was actually in the limelight. I was actually, you know, I was in the fast lane. I was in the fast lane, the real fast lane. Um, wasn't a hip square either. I was in the fast lane, in my younger days. I am. That's one of the things I tell you guys. I am so grateful. I am grateful because you don't know my story. You don't know my story. We can walk around all day long looking glamorous and beautifying ourselves, but you know you got to know me personally to know my story. And there were some things in my younger days that eventually it had to catch up with me, and that's what happened. It had to catch up with me. And so I learned to um channel my energy a different way. By now, this is the 6th year. I'm back in Pulaski, back in Honor Dome. Not the same roommate. Wish I could have had the same roommate. But anyway, uh back in the Honor Dome. Still sitting on 3 more years. Still 2009. It's still saying it's 2009. Nothing had been taken off the sentence as of yet. It was up in the air. Like I said, I was looking forward to that day when I did get a new grid where they was gonna take it off. But anyway, with that being said, um, still some days um hurting. I could sit on this podcast and tell you that once you done did that much time, you still don't want to go home. I'd be lying. I would be straight lying. Cause every day go over your head, you be saying, maybe this the day I just might go home. Maybe this today I just might go home, because it's like I expressed before. You're just going round and around. You go to the library, you walk that way and go around. You come back around that way, you come back around that way. Back to the dome, come back around that way. Go to the child hall, back that way. Come back in the straight file line. The straight file line this way, straight file line that way. So with that being said, I can never be comfortable in somebody else's house. And that's what it was. That's what I felt like. That's somebody else's house, you know. And I got to follow the rules. I had to tell you permission to speak for everything I got to do. And, I'm humbling myself. It taught me to humble myself, because I ain't trying to once again get locked up and locked out. Ain't like I was afraid of, because I had locked my own self down. So, I ain't never been afraid because of the things I've been through to be alone. I ain't never shed no tears of being alone. It was the fact that I was locked up. And I had really saw what freedom really meant. I would think of the times I would be sitting sometimes looking out the window, and I would be looking at the rain that be coming down. I'd be like, boy, it sure would be nice to feel that rain on your face. It's 9, 10 o'clock at night. We in lockdown. Whatever time it was, if I got up 11 o'clock, and just look out the window, the rain pouring down. Boy, the things we miss. The things we miss, getting in my car and going getting me a darn burger at night, or just getting some juice from the refrigerator. Things you begin to miss. And not as quite as suicidal as I was, honestly. I don't think I had any suicidal ideations in a while, because I kept myself busy. I took every positive class that they offered, and aced them too. More than that, I'm chairing the meetings. I'm seeing that poison is still out there. People still come in, because a lot of them girls had to come to CRC, which is a drug program, and they would come from all over to come to this program. And I was the chair. So, a lot of things that they were saying, I could identify with. If they was lying, I was gonna tell them, girl, shut that lie up, him. Shut that lie up. Because to their own self, you better be true, or you gonna get right back out and use again, because you lying. I never did tell nobody when I was in prison. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I ain't home yet. I don't know. I would hope that I have enough Jesus in my life and enough Jesus in my heart to live right. I hope. I hope, but only He knows. Only He knows. I won't shoot them lies. I know right now I'm clean and sober. I ain't taking no pills and mixing them together, so I'm clean and sober. There were some more things periodically, because I didn't see the old lady go down in the ground. They wouldn't let me come to Savannah. I didn't see her go down in the ground. So periodically, my mind drifts off to that as well. That's the mind of a convicted felon. My mind will drift off to her. Even the person I offended, we partly were raised together. I miss the laughter that we had coming up. I missed the laughter that we had, but I realized that we had grew apart. But I missed all that. I missed all that. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I was hitting that flow still, telling the Lord, I said, God, I'm ready to be submissive. I am ready to be submissive. God, give me that one that you say I should not be alone. I said, give me somebody gonna love me the way you do and my mama did. I was still hitting the floor. I was still praying it sincerely from my heart. I know that near pen pal that I was writing was never gonna be my husband. I wasn't worried about that. It was just, something to pass the time with, from a male perspective. Um, did some of them not sometimes get fresh? Tell you to draw stuff on paper, child, you crazy. I lost your rabbit mind. Oh man. Matter of fact, I ain't drawing nothing on paper. I ain't even writing you back. How about that? Yeah, I am. I'm grateful. I'm truly, truly grateful. Just to be here today, guys. It's been a rough week. From one thing to the other. Those that know the word of prayer, keep me in prayer. Cause only the strong gonna survive. Only the strong gonna survive. From the table of Mama Pam Speaks, guys. Happy Saturday to y'all. When we come back, I'll be going into episode 7. Episode 7. I got another year and 8 months before I can complete this convicted. And so we're gonna go into 7. I think 7 has some interesting things if I remember correctly. But we're going into 7 now. Guys, to their own self be true. That can't be false with any man, a night and a day. Much love to you guys. Keep it real, stay focused, and know that there's nothing that comes your way in life that you can't overcome. I'm a living witness to that. Have a great day. Bye bye.